This is the Park Tools DAG-3. Now, it's a well-known fact that the DAG-1 and 2 were huge failures, but I'm told the DAG-3 knocks it out of the park. I'm just kidding. This is just the evolution of the derailleur hanger alignment tool. And this is what it looks like in here. Now, there it is. That's all it is. And we're going to test it out and talk about why you need one of these. This is the derailleur. We're all familiar with that. And this is the derailleur hanger, this little black part. It's designed to be a fail point. If the derailleur gets hit, if you crash, something happens, this bends and it keeps your frame intact. Now the joke goes, how do you test if your derailleur hanger is bent? Well, you put it in a glass of water, and if it sinks, it's bent. This is my wife's bike. She recently had a little crash. You can see the little scratches right there on the front of the derailleur, and we're pretty sure the derailleur hanger is bent. And because they're a fail point, they bend easy. It's very common for them to be bent on brand new bicycles. Not wildly out of alignment, but even just slightly out of alignment, and it affects shifting. How does it affect shifting? In first gear, it'll be perfect, and in 12th gear, top gear, it'll be good. But in all the gears in the middle, it just won't shift quite right, and you can't quite solve it. Classic indication that you have a slightly tweaked derailleur hanger. Now, you can replace the derailleur hanger. It is a consumable part. It's designed to fail, but they're about $30. The derailleur alignment tool is $120. So by the time you get to 4 derailleur hangers, this thing pays for itself. Now, how does it work? We're going to put the derailleur into top gear, and then I'm going to lock out the hanger. It's just this one bolt right here at the knuckle, at the rotation point. We take the derailleur alignment tool, this threads into the derailleur hanger. And here we get kind of a good view of what the derailleur hanger looks like. We put it in, nice and snug, and then we have this arm down here that slides and adjusts. And we're going to have to slide it up and down as we adjust, because we're going to adjust against the wheel all the way around. But you can see, because this isn't in the center pivot, at the top it's away from the rim, at the bottom it's right on the rim. We want to verify the alignment at the 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and 9 o'clock position. And we want to take into consideration that no wheel is perfectly true. So we're going to do all of our measurements at a single spot. The accepted method is you always measure at the valve stem. The other thing we can do with this gauge, which is really nice, this little O-ring here, we can push it and roll it against the gauge so that the adjusting arm is in a consistent place. It's not going to slide back and forth. Even though everything in here is under tension, the O-ring, nice little touch. We want to start our measurements at the 6 o'clock position, because that's usually where a derailleur hanger gets bent. It's going to get bent in at the bottom. So we'll rotate the valve stem to the bottom, use our gauge, get it set, and push right up against the wheel there. That is our first measurement. Roll it up out of the way, swing up to the top. Now we'll adjust again, and we can see it's touching here on the top where there was gap on the bottom. So it's actually a little proud in this case. Rotate this out of the way, and we'll just tweak it back just a little bit of pressure, so that the measurement on top is exactly where it was on the bottom. Let's double check it. Back to the bottom, and within a millimeter. That's pretty gosh darn perfect. Next, we will do the 9 o'clock position. Come back up, rotate this out. Awfully good at the 9 o'clock position. It's right there. And then the 3 o'clock position, check it again. It's hitting at 3 o'clock position, so we'll pull it back just a wee bit. Check our measurement again. And once we've done that, we'll just verify all 4 of our measurements again at the top, now at the bottom, 9 o'clock, and it's still a little tight at the 3 o'clock. Give it just another little tweak. And now I have confidence that the hanger has been straightened. Remove the tool, and we will reinstall the rear mech, as they say in the UK. Make sure when you put your rear mech back on, your rear derailleur back on, that this little black arm in here, it's hard to see, is in the right place, that it's butted up against the set screw. I try to hold it in a pretty rearward position I'm going to set it fairly loose because if you can tighten it up here and it'll stay up here. And that'll affect all your adjustments. So keep it a little bit on the loose side so it rotates forward and sets there. Release the hanger, or if it's a Shimano, put the clutch back in place. And then I'll hurry and run it into second gear. The second gear puts tension on the chain again. And that's when I'll snug this bolt just to make sure everything's tight where it goes. And then finally, SRAM is very sensitive to the chain gap adjustment. So anytime I touch the derailleur, I recheck this measurement. And we can see it's a little off. So we'll just bring it back exactly where it wants to be and check our shifting. If you have a cable derailleur, you may need to re-index your shifting by playing with your barrel adjuster. But in our situation here, we're good to go. All right, so final thoughts. $120. Like most Park tools, I feel like that's more expensive than it should be. However, this is a really nice tool. It works really well. As you can see, it only took us, with me talking you through it, it took us less than 3 minutes to realign our derailleur hanger. And if you're like me and you'll like your bike to shift perfectly, this is just one of those little things you can do that makes the riding experience a little bit better. When you're not always listening to the thing clack, trying to get between gears, and you're fighting a derailleur adjustment that's not quite right. I think having one of these is well worth the investment. Do I wish it was cheaper? Yeah, I wish it was cheaper. But I also really like having my shifting be perfect. I put an affiliate link down in the description. If you choose to buy one, if you use that link, that really helps me. Costs you nothing extra, but it helps me keep making these videos, helps me keep the channel afloat. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.